This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts. Thanks for joining us this morning. Don Brennan enjoying another day off. Well, we have happy to be made it through a swampy week. But it doesn't appear that anything has changed yet. Please tell us it's going to change, because it's still thick out there.
It is thick. Dew points are still high, but slight changes in the upper atmosphere may lead to a few less showers around. And maybe some of the showers that, yeah, that's exactly right. Maybe some of the showers that do form will produce a little less rainfall as well. So that's hopeful. Because I tell you what, my yard is a swamp.
Oh, you can't mow it. There's no way.
And it's growing at the rate of like 4 feet a day.
Yes, but it's saturated, so you can't do anything about it.
I know. And the mosquitoes are everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, deal with that this weekend. A few scattered showers out in Gulf waters. They are gradually drifting toward us. They tend to dampen out as they get closer, but nevertheless, about a 30% chance of a shower or sprinkle or two during your drive time this morning. As you head home later this afternoon, there will be showers and thunderstorms around again. No doubt about that. Hopefully the coverage will be a little less and the amount of rainfall a little less as well. But we're still looking at about a 50% chance. Daytime highs, again, warm, coming in the upper 80s. Weekend forecast in a minute.
Okay, we look forward to that. Thank you very much, John. Out on the roadways this morning, despite the humidity, we are not looking at any rain right now, so some good news there in terms of the roadways. There is an accident at Old Tamara Road. Is it Tamana Road? Tampa Road. Oh, I can't see that monitor. The road is blocked between Riverwoods Drive and Phillips Drive. Old Tampa Road there off to the east of 301 and 43 there in Ellenton by the outlets. As you go down I-75, the good news is we are not looking at any slowdowns. Things look good through the construction zone. No problems down into Sarasota. Bee Ridge does look like it is off to a bit of a slow start this morning. And as we get down to South County, still the usual construction spots, but no slowdowns.
Well, topping our news this morning, a 90-year-old widow who seemed to be on the verge of losing her home can now breathe a little bit easier.
As ABC 7's Ray Collins tells us, the city is ruling her house is once again code compliant.
This was the sign that drew all the attention to a 90-year-old widow's house on Weber Street. It suggested the city was trying to steal her house. What actually happened was the woman who lives here, Marie Sikorsky, had allowed the home to fall into disrepair, and fines against her had allegedly reached $150,000. Along came Miles Gomez from next door, who was just back visiting his mother for a few months, and made improving this house his daily project. But despite his progress, he felt the city's tone wasn't softening.
I've said from the beginning that the city had a point, but they weren't wavering at all, because they knew I was going to be leaving, and I felt like they were just like, well, once he leaves, then we don't have to worry about him defending her anymore.
And that's why Miles put up the sign last week, which immediately drew a series of contractors, donors, and a web designer who blasted the story on social media. The city wound up fast-tracking a code enforcement hearing, and the city spokesperson says some volunteer work by Sarasota's Revless Construction saved the day.
A Good Samaritan licensed contractor stepped in, so then we had an inspector go out over the past couple of days, take a look at it, and the recommendation to the special magistrate was that all fines, all costs associated with this case be waived, and that's what the special magistrate did.
As for Marie, she never thought the house was in bad shape in the first place.
There were a few rotten boards, and so when those boards were pulled off and fresh boards put up, that solved the problem.
Needless to say, she's relieved her neighbor's son Miles was home for a few months.
Oh, definitely, because when the city gets after you.
And as for Miles, he says he's no hero. He just did what had to be done.
I think it was just the right thing to do. She didn't have anybody to help her out, and I could see these fines were just racking up. So if someone didn't do something about it, they were going to take the house.
So in the end, improvements are made to the house. The city drops all fines. And once again, social media plays a role. On Weber Street, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Ray. Well, your kindness could kill. At least that's the message some business owners in downtown Sarasota are giving their patrons in an effort to stop them from giving money to the homeless. This is the second public awareness campaign by the Downtown Merchants Association since 2014. The association is supplying posters and handouts for all shops along Main Street. Those involved are also handing out cards with a list of 40 local shelters and clinics for the homeless. Their hope is that cash will be given to one of those services instead.
The money that they give could actually go to buying drugs and could actually kill somebody with the overdoses and stuff that we have had in through Sarasota County.
The city revised an ordinance this year to make personal solicitation legal in certain areas as long as it remains civil. And with Lakewood Ranch continuing to see more development, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is looking for a budget increase. The department is asking the county for upwards of $6 million for the next fiscal year. That money would go towards hiring new deputies, especially those who would patrol Lakewood Ranch, along with helping pay for mandated costs that have been increasing, like health insurance premiums and retirement plans. County commissioners will take up this issue at a workshop later this month.
Meanwhile, Sarasota County officials say Turtle Beach on the south end of Siesta Key, which recently underwent a sand renourishment project, weathered Tropical Storm Colin very well. But some dune walkover structures and seawalls were damaged. Many early season sea turtle nests were impacted and nest markers were washed away.
In school news, the Manatee County Planning Commission is moving forward with the school board's recommendation to remove changes to school impact fees in connection to extending the sales tax. Last year, the school board decided on a proposal that if voters approved extending the half-cent sales tax, the rate of impact fees would drop to 50%. Superintendent Green had recommended impact fees be reinstated at 50% the first year, 75% the second year, and 100% the third year. Those opposed to the changes have said they would not vote to renew the sales tax if the impact fee was tacked onto it. The commission will vote on this issue on June 21st. And students all around the Suncoast are now enjoying the beginning of summer vacation, but for some, it was a bittersweet end to the school year.
Yes, everyone is officially out for the summer, and ABC7's Bobeth Yates has this story.
For the last 58 years, students have been attending Orange Ridge Bullock Elementary. But Thursday marks the last time that parents will have to go through the pickup line and leave these gates.
School's out. For most kids, that means summer vacation and time to celebrate. But for kids at Orange Ridge Bullock Elementary, this summer is bittersweet.
I'm not that excited. Kind of sad because I don't want to leave the school. I've been here for a long time.
Third grader Alex Berry says he spent all of his life at Orange Ridge Bullock Elementary, and he's not happy with Manatee County School District's decision to close his school because he can't imagine a school being better than his.
It's great. I mean, I love coming over here. Best school I can ever get.
And he's not alone in his thoughts.
Everybody who works here are going to be sad because, like, it's an incredible school here.
But the decision to close the 58-year-old school was a tough one. District officials say the school is in a floodplain and it needs several other major repairs. And with improvement costs mounting and other area schools under capacity, they said the best option was shutting its doors.
It's very sad. I've already cried a few times.
For second grade teacher Noemi Hall, the school's closure also shuts the door on part of her childhood.
This school is just very special to me because I actually attended here when I was little. Yes, so then I came back as a teacher. And my daughter is also here. She's in kindergarten.
Over and over, teachers and students expressed a love for their school, saying they built a special community that will always have a place in their heart.
Because I'm going to miss my friends and because this has been my school.
Many of the kids from Orange Ridge Bullock Elementary will be transferred to Rogers Garden. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Bobeth. Meanwhile, there's some new hope for land in Northport that used to be home to the Sable Trace Golf and Country Club. A Tampa company, GNP Development Partners, would like to purchase the property and turn it into a mix of homes and a smaller golf course. Nearby residents have been hoping for the last year that someone would come in and take over this property.
He had presented to us a concept of a 9-hole golf course and with homes developed on it. You know, this was a golf course community, and people bought their homes with that.
Well, the Homeowners Association is now working with the development company to come up with a plan that everyone can agree on. In Manatee County, some upgrades could be on the way along major roadways. The Manatee County Planning Commission is recommending that the County Commission change the comprehensive land use plan to allow for more development along along 6 urban corridors. Those include Tamiami Trail, Cortez Road, State Road 70, and Manatee Avenue West. The proposed changes could allow for triple the amount of homes there and double the amount of space for retail and office use. If the County Commission approves the proposed changes to the comprehensive plan, the Florida Department of Economic Development will need to look over this proposal before the Commission can make a final vote. And a shopping center in Sarasota may also soon get redeveloped. The owners of the Ringling Shopping Center at the corner of Ringling Boulevard and Lime Avenue have reached an agreement with the city of Sarasota. The city will amend its comprehensive plan and zoning for the site so that it can be redeveloped. Right now, only a couple of stores are open at the center. The rest of the space is vacant. People who live near the area hope the owners will bring in some new tenants and shopping options.
It'd be nice to see the small business take advantage of a plaza like this, bakery, stuff like that.
The zoning and comprehensive plan amendment should be finalized within the next 6 months. After that's complete, the owners will have lots of options to redevelop it for residential and commercial use.
Anna Maria Island is moving forward with plans to install license plate recognition cameras along roadways. The mayors of Bradenton Beach, Anna Maria, and Holmes Beach are now in the process of exploring costs to determine how the technology could be put in. The cameras scan and record the license plate of every car that drives by and then alerts law enforcement of any crimes that could be associated with the tags, the car, or the driver. Longboat Key has used this technology for more than 2 years. Well, elephants are no longer part of the greatest show on earth, but the Ringling Brothers Barnum & Bailey Circus is now trying to attract a younger crowd with technology. The parent company of the circus, Feld Entertainment, based here in Palmetto, is rolling out a new app along with a new space-themed circus performance. The show's called Out of This World, and it includes ice skaters and motorsports. The coordinating app then allows people to take selfies that'll be broadcast during the circus. It allows fans to interact with performers once inside the stadium or tent. This show opens July 14th in Los Angeles. Involvement seems to be key these days.
Oh, yeah.
It does. Nice graphics.
Very nice.
Some zippy stuff going on there, yeah. So I'll bring in the kids, I imagine, with
I would think so. Everybody's got smartphones now, so they know how to pull them in.
Yeah. I don't think old PT would have ever imagined it.
Probably not.
Probably not. Showers in the forecast. We'll talk about that, but probably fewer of them in a minute.
Hopefully they can hold off for the weekend because it's almost here, and that means plenty to do to keep you busy. Linda Carson has a full rundown coming up in Suncoast Scene.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Did you hear? All Children's Hospital is now Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So, looking at some pretty decent weather out there right now, though there are a few scattered showers out in the Gulf, and it still feels very muggy, though the temperature is a little cooler than it was 24 hours ago. We're at 78 degrees now, but the dew point's still high at 74, making it feel sticky out there, and we have a mix of clouds and clear sky. Southeast wind coming in at about 3. That wind will shift west, taking showers and drawing them closer to the coastline, and then pushing them inland later in the afternoon. 74, Wauchula, Arcadia. 75, Mayaca City, Parrish. Bradenton at 76, those Northport. 79 in Punta Gorda, Lakewood Ranch at 77, 78 Venice, Inglewood, and 80 degrees at Longboat Key. So across the region right now, we have this line of showers that stretches across the center part of the state of Florida, back out into the open waters of the Gulf. Closer to shore, we have a little cluster of showers, and that cluster of showers is gradually drifting closer to the coastline, producing a few scattered showers in and around 75, especially 75 headed south out of Sarasota and moving downward toward Punta Gorda. But there are other showers that are soon to make it onshore, and those showers are basically going to be kind of light in nature, light to moderate, but nevertheless they will, add a little bit of a slippery surface to the roadway, so just watch that. That'll be around during the drive time this morning. And then as we head into the afternoon to this afternoon and then tomorrow as well, I think most of the showery activity will be east of the interstate as our winds shift a little bit more to the west. We still have this frontal boundary kind of meandering across center part of Florida out into Gulf waters. But the difference today is that this high pressure ridge back out in the central Gulf has produced a little bit of drier air that has gradually drifted into the picture and will slightly reduce coverage and the amount of rain that can fall from some of these clouds. So that's good. We're on a road that takes us to a little bit of a sunnier sky situation for at least the second half of this weekend. East moving storms, lower weekend rain chances, and more sunshine, particularly for Sunday. Those are the weather highlights that carry you through the weekend. We have this mass of drier air and upper levels. That's indicated here by this tan colorization on our water vapor imagery, and it's gradually drifting closer to us, and that's the key point in the forecast. As far as our RPM computer model goes, I think it justly picks out the heavier storms appearing in inland areas, just as they did yesterday, but hopefully fewer of them and a little less rainfall intensity than we have seen. And then tomorrow, I think the same sort of situation, but again, we will kind of ratchet down the number of storms that we get. And Sunday looks to be the driest of the weekend days. As far as the tropics go, everything looks pretty quiet here. We do have a little spin in the atmosphere in the Caribbean, but it's an elongated system moving rapidly toward the Yucatan, where it'll basically be shredded by those mountains. Plus, the winds aloft are pretty strong. That's indicated here by this red colorization south of Cuba. Redder is better on this map, meaning the winds are not conducive for any kind of development. So I think, tropically speaking, we're in pretty good shape here. Southwest wind switches northwest this evening at about 5 knots, bringing you smooth conditions on bay and inland waters, but watch those showers out there. And then over the course of the weekend, some drier, sunnier weather. Back to you.
Thanks, John. as far as your commute right now, it's 6:19. It looks like we're still seeing that issue out there in Parrish at Old Tampa Road. The road is blocked at River Woods Drive. and Phillips Road, so be aware of that. Other than that, it looks like the Palmetto bridges are clear this morning if you're heading into downtown Bradenton using that route. The interstate's still clear as well. Looks like 301 northbound as you approach State Road 70 is a little slow at this point, but 41 and the arteries up to 75 in Sarasota are moving along well. The interstate's still clear and accident and delay free into Venice and Northport, South County, Charlotte County. Looks good so far. Well, after dealing with Tropical Storm Colin, it will be nice to have the weekend to relax, regroup, and enjoy some entertainment.
Absolutely. It's been a little bit of a long week. ABC 7's Linda Carson has some ideas on things we can do this weekend in today's Suncoast Scene.
Kick off your weekend with Friday Fest on the Bay with music by Coco Ray and the Keepers.
They're a great band from Anna Maria Island. The really interesting part about Coco Ray is he plays 2 saxophones at once, which I kind of think is pretty exciting. I haven't seen that before. But the kind of music that they play is really, it's accessible to everybody. It's a combination of blues, jazz, R&B, and some country.
We're going to play a lot of different music, some original stuff, some R&B covers, some old classic rock and roll covers, and it's going to be a great time.
Coco Ray and the Keepers. ABC 7 is so excited to be a sponsor. And you guys, I'm going to be on stage with you Friday night. It is Behind the Manuezo Friday, 5 to 9. Admission is free.
Are they on your thighs? Oh, no, don't be deceived. Or your waistline size? Well, you can make believe.
Menopause the Musical opened this week at the Manatee Performing Arts Center.
In Menopause the Musical, 4 women that are very distinct meet each other in a Bloomingdale's and find out that they all have menopause in common. And it's a celebration of this life change as they find out all of the things that make it universal.
Are they on your face?
The words are set to the tunes of popular songs.
They're those tunes that we heard growing up, so it really makes sense to hear it with a new lyric. They just say, like for example, we do, everyone knows Puff the Magic Dragon. It's in our show, it's Puff My God, I'm Dragging.
Menopause the Musical at the Manatee Performing Arts Center through June 19th. The Sarasota Orchestra opens its 52nd annual Sarasota Music Festival this week. And the good news is there are several concerts this weekend that are open to the public. Here's a sample of what you'll hear.
What you're going to hear is extremely able, talented, and earnest and ambitious young players, ambitious for the right reasons, just to share what they've learned.
Concerts Friday and Saturday nights at the Opera House, Sunday afternoon at Holly Hall. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Lots going on, especially with the arts. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Tinder is becoming more exclusive. We'll show you what changes are being made that will reduce the size of the dating pool on the app next.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Did you know you can make an instant harness by simply wrapping the leash around your dog's chest and up through their collar? Contact Canine Corral today about a no-pull harness that will make you smile. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Need a mortgage? Compare and save. Trustco Bank offers a variety of low-cost mortgages that are right for you with friendly personal service that's made Trustco one of the area's top mortgage lenders. Visit TrustcoBank.com for details.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Equal housing lender.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at GrannyNannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Back at 6:26, and Uber users will soon be able to plan ahead by scheduling their rides.
Very useful. ABC's Diane Macedo and Candice Gibson have this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Uber's making it a little easier to plan ahead. The ride-sharing service is now allowing more rides to be scheduled in advance.
The global rollout of booking trips from 30 minutes to 30 days in advance is now underway. It's for those who have a business profile or account.
Well, Siri is expanding beyond the iPhone and iPad. Reports say Apple is adding the voice assistant to third-party apps as well as Mac computers.
Now, the company is trying to make the announcement, or planning to make the announcement at a worldwide developers conference next week in San Francisco. And starting next week, you'll have to be at least 18 years old to swipe at love.
Tinder says it will ban users younger than that. The dating app had allowed anyone between 13 and 17 years of age to look for matches with others in that age group. Tinder says the group is less than 3% of its users.
And those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain.
And clearer skin.
This is my body of proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
What's your body of proof?
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
When you don't know who you are, you can be anyone you want to be. You're coming with me.
Ooh, where are we going?
To the most wondrous place in the world.
Roll up, Tanglefield's traveling circus is here!
This isn't a fairy story. People don't always live happily ever after, but we will. I'm Hetty Feather, and this is my story.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
In the wrong hands, this little peanut can be life-threatening.
Up until now, the only solution for a food allergy has been to avoid the food and carry an EpiPen. But now there is oral immunotherapy, or OIT. At Wyndham Allergy, we are conducting an investigational trial of peanut OIT using increasing amounts of peanut flour to gradually increase tolerance. If you or someone you love has a severe allergy to peanut, call Wyndham Allergy at 941-927-4888. Eating should be a pleasure, not an accident waiting to happen.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If he doesn't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, saying goodbye to the champ. Thousands will gather today in Louisville to honor Muhammad Ali. We'll have details.
Plus, the Florida Supreme Court is making sure workers are covered if they're injured on the job. What changes are being made to compensation?
And trading in luxury for comfort. We'll show you what Americans are spending more money on this summer.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas. And I'm Stephanie Roberts, in for Don Brennan. Happy Friday, everyone. It's been a little bit of a long week, it seems, with the tropical storm and then the endless rains. I know meteorologist John Scalzi has been very busy this week.
I think we've all got a little cabin fever. I think so, because of all the rain. Yeah, because of all the rain showers. We want to see a little bit of sunshine around, you know,
well,
a little
even
blue
when
sky.
You get out, you're like, whoa, why do I want to be out here? I'm going back in.
Can't wait to see the electric bill this month. It's going to be a cranker, no doubt about it. You know, the good news is that we're going to have a little bit more sunshine as we head into the weekend. But for today, we're still beating back the clouds and dealing with a few scattered showers around. The good news is I think there will probably not be as intense a rainfall with these storms as they move onshore as we have seen in previous days. So that's good. But we will see some scattered showers around during drive time this morning. Forecast calls for about a 30% chance of that. That chance builds to about 50% later in the day. And then some of those storms can produce some heavier rain, but that'll be mostly in inland areas. We'll talk all about the weekend forecast coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. And John mentioned that we are watching for some isolated showers this morning. Things look pretty good in the Bradenton area right now. Still getting a wreck reported in the Parish area. Old Tampa Road blocked between Riverwoods Drive and Phillips Road. Not affecting flow on 301 and 75 at all, though, which is good news. Things look fine in downtown Bradenton, and I-75 looks good this morning through the construction zone. We are seeing some building volume across 70 and on 301 northbound. Also a little bit on 41 northbound headed out of Sarasota. That is normal for this time of hour. I-75 looking good even south of construction down toward Bee Ridge and Clark Roads and through Venice. No reported delays on the interstates this morning. It is 6:33 and topping our news this half hour, the eyes of the world will be on Louisville today as the city pays its final tribute to its hometown hero, Muhammad Ali.
Thousands are expected to line the streets of his funeral procession, taking a lengthy loop around the city. That route and the funeral arrangements were all specified by Ali himself. For the everyday fans and the famous,
everybody is coming together from all walks of life.
This is what Muhammad Ali himself envisioned. A send-off over 2 days, bringing people of all races and religions under one roof, beginning with this traditional Muslim prayer service.
He was my part of my heart.
This man, also named Muhammad Ali, traveled from Bangladesh, risking his own life and putting a vital surgery on hold for his hero.
if I die to visiting funeral, and if I die at the same time at my funeral with his funeral, I will be the luckiest.
And it was this type of devotion that moved and inspired Ali, the champ. Today, there will be a procession through his hometown, then a public memorial with celebrities and dignitaries speaking, including Bill Clinton and Billy Crystal, a final gift from the greatest to his beloved fans and friends. The city also worked with Ali's family to have the ceremony live streamed outside after learning that scalpers were trying to sell the tickets that were being given away for free.
In other national news, President Obama is announcing his endorsement for Hillary Clinton. Coming off the sidelines, the president released a video endorsement for his former Secretary of State and one-time rival. The video was released shortly after the president met with Bernie Sanders at the White House yesterday.
I'm with her. I am fired up, and I cannot wait to get out there and campaign for Hillary.
Now, Sanders is vowing to stay in until Tuesday. That is the final primary. However, he says he will work with Hillary Clinton in the near future to defeat Donald Trump. Trump took to Twitter to attack the president's endorsement of Clinton, saying the president wants 4 more years of Obama, but nobody else does. Meanwhile, the House has passed a rescue package to help ease Puerto Rico's financial crisis. The measure now heads to the Senate with just 3 weeks until the U.S. territory has to make a debt payment. The legislation would create a financial control board and allow restructuring of some of Puerto Rico's $70 billion debt.
Back here in Florida, the Supreme Court is striking down a law that limits the amount workers can receive in compensation if injured on the job. The law limited compensation to 2 years, and the Supreme Court is now ordering that the payments be extended to 5 years. The decision comes from a lawsuit filed by a St. Petersburg police officer who was no longer eligible for payments because he wasn't permanently disabled. However, his doctors told him that he could not work. The change could impact Florida's businesses and how much they pay for workers' compensation insurance. In Pensacola, a vigil was held last night to honor the Blue Angel who died during a practice flight last week in Tennessee. Captain Jeff Kuss was honored at the Blue Angels home base at Florida's Naval Air Station in Pensacola. Hundreds gathered at the base holding up candles and listening to friends and family speak about Kuss. The vigil included 6 minutes of silence as Kuss was the pilot of Blue Angels plane number 6. In a speech, a fellow pilot for the Blue Angels said Kuss is an inspiration that will keep the Blue Angels and the community going.
The time to mourn is now, but when that time is over, when the time is right, we will be back in the skies of this great nation. We will fly like warriors. We will not be scared. We will not have fear because we have Jeff on one wing and we have the city on the other.
Kuss had been a member of the Blue Angels since 2014. Meanwhile, children flying with American Airlines are getting their own wings back. American Airlines pilots and flight attendants are handing out wings to children on flights going into Orlando and Miami. The small plastic pins shaped like wings with the airline's logo had been a common sight in the days when airline officials used them to help children commemorate their flights. Airline officials say the first wings were given as a symbol of aviation training by the U.S. military in 1913.
Governor Scott says he will travel to Louisiana next week to try to encourage more businesses to move to Florida. He's done the same thing in California. Scott says during his so-called domestic trade mission, he will meet with business owners. His visit follows the Louisiana governor's decision to call a special session to raise taxes in the financially strapped state. Scott claims that Louisiana Governor Edwards has already approved 14 new tax increases this spring, and that will cost taxpayers $300 million. In consumer news, diamonds may no longer be a girl's best friend. The company that owns Jared, Zales, and Kay says people just aren't buying as many diamonds. Tiffany's is also feeling the slump. They're blaming it on the rising costs of silver and gold. And it's not just jewelry either. According to the consulting firm Bain & Company, people simply aren't spending as much money on luxury goods like designer clothes, perfumes, and purses. Instead, that money's going towards appliances and home improvement. As a whole, Americans are spending more than $400 million per day on their homes. You know what? That's our summer project.
I was going to say, you were doing a lot
I've been
of
painting bathrooms all week.
Yeah.
That's what you do when it
didn't you just
rains.
completely remodel your house?
No, well, I do it room by room.
Oh, I got you.
We're down to the last two
step at a
bathrooms.
Gotcha.
Small little chunks, John.
Yeah.
Small little chunks.
Keep it going. Keep
But
it
if
going.
it keeps raining, I'm going to get so much more painting done.
I tell you what, the inside is the place to be.
Yeah.
Though over the weekend, maybe you'll be able to get out and mow the lawn because that grass is
If it's
growing
not
right
flooded
now.
already.
Yeah,
Or
well,
still flooded.
yeah, mosquitoes around too. You know, now's
yeah,
the time to go out there and empty all
concerning.
those. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you don't want that around. Showers and thunderstorms still in the forecast for today, though. We'll talk about that after the break.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
The ability to go to college on a Bright Future Scholarship gave me personally the flexibility to chase a dream. To not have to worry about paying for your college education was absolutely amazing. One step better than that was to leave with no loans. I mean, to start a life, to start a job, to start without having a debt was amazing, and it allowed me to get to where I'm at today.
Did you hear? All Children's Hospital is now Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years. Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Trustco Bank has hometown checking, free mobile app, no monthly fees, and free use of over 55,000 ATMs worldwide. Are you happy with your bank? Go to TrustcoBank.com for details.
Your hometown bank. Trustco.
Member FDIC.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, the air temperature is a little cooler than it was 24 hours ago, 78 degrees. Morgan Lee in Bradenton has 75 degrees. She didn't get any rainfall yesterday, by the way, so that was kind of interesting. Dew point is at 74, and yes, there are some rain showers in progress in and around the area. That observation came from the airport where there is rain falling. 74, Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca's at 75, so is Bradenton, Parrish the same. Sarasota at 78, as I mentioned, Lakewood Ranch at 76, 78 degrees also in Venice, Inglewood at 77, Northport at 76, and on the Key at Longboat. You've got 81 degrees there. A trough of low pressure still exists out in Gulf waters. It's helping to kick up a few showers around. The closest ones are just out in the Gulf, gradually drifting closer to shore. And a few showers have already made it to shore, kicking off a little bit of light rainfall from about the airport all the way up to Bradenton, moving into areas along 75. That's light to moderate rainfall, nothing really heavy. Down to the south, the same along El Jobin. We have some showers in progress there, moving into Northport and Port Charlotte. Again, nothing heavy, no flashes of lightning. It's all pretty tame and benign. I think those showers will gradually drift inland and become a little stronger as we head into the afternoon hours. High pressure to the north marks some fine weather there. I don't think there's much issue with any travel to the Atlanta airport hubs or the Raleigh-Durham or the Charlotte airport hubs this morning. Maybe a little bit of light showers around Atlanta a little later on this afternoon, but no big deal, really. We're still in the warm, soupy air mass, despite the fact that we do have some slightly drier air that has filtered in aloft. And that should help reduce the number of storms we get today and perhaps even the intensity of those storms in terms of the amount of rain they produce. East-moving storms, lower weekend rain chances, more sun this weekend, particularly on Sunday. Those are the weather highlights that carry you right straight through Monday. Looks like the higher air aloft is producing a little bit of drier weather because the air is drier, as indicated here by the tan colorizations on water vapor imagery. That's all drifting toward our coastline and promises us a reduction of about half our rain chances by the time we get to Sunday. The RPM computer model shows those showers drifting inland become a little bit stronger a little later in the afternoon, some of them producing some fairly intense rain by the time they get close to Highlands County. And then tomorrow, I think more of the same, but probably fewer in number as we head into the afternoon. The drift of those storms will be a little bit more north to south tomorrow. Forecast for the tropics looks good. The far Atlantic, very quiet right now. We have a lot of Saharan dust in the air over here off the coast of Africa, and so there are no waves there. And besides, at this time of year, you wouldn't really look there. You'd look in the Caribbean, Gulf waters, and near Atlantic, and here, things look pretty quiet. We do have a little bit of a spin in the Caribbean, and it's an elongated trough of low pressure, but the upper level winds are so strong, indicated here by the reds of high shear content air, that it'll just kind of rip any storms apart that try to form. Plus, that whole system is moving toward the Yucatan where there are high mountains, and so there's really not much of a worry of development with that system. For boaters today, not bad. Southwest wind shifting northwest at about 5 knots brings smooth conditions with 2-foot seas. A couple of tides at 11:14 low tide, a high tide at 4:22, another low tide after the midnight hour at 12:49. And the official Suncoast forecast looks good. We'll have lower rain chances right straight into the weekend and to carry us into the beginning of next work week. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at your commute at 646. Starting out there in Parrish, it looks like at Old Tampa Road, there's still a road being reported blocked between Riverwoods Drive and Phillips Roads. Be aware of that. The Palmetto bridges, though, into Bradenton look good so far this morning. No slowdowns there. So is the interstate. That's clear as well. 41, 301 moving along well into Sarasota. Looks like a couple hot spots on Bee Ridge Road, and that's due to construction in that area, so causing some slowdowns. And we've kind of known for months now that that's causing slowdowns on Bee Ridge Road. But Fruitville, Clark Road, those look great, and so does 41 and I-75 into Venice, Northport. A little bit of a hot spot in South Venice as you head south on 41 there, but no major problems to slow you down this morning. Well, summer is here, and many of you may be planning a vacation or just coming off of one, making it even tougher to think about going back to work.
That's right. Experts say the back to work blues are real, but there is something you can do to stop them. Psychologists say the depression can be tough for our emotional well-being. A Michigan State psychology professor says there are ways to fix it. So ease back into it, number one. Don't try to get everything you missed caught up in the first 24 hours. Take advantage of the break in your routine to develop some new positive office habits. And don't dwell on that vacation or holiday experience. You got to move on and maybe look forward to a different upcoming event. In entertainment news, a filmmaker is not afraid to take on the Queen Bee in court. A man from Louisville is suing Beyonce for allegedly copying parts of his short film in the trailer that accompanies her new album, Lemonade. His name is false, and he alleges the defendants infringed on his copyright because these two films apparently are visually similar.
Dolly Parton is the latest musician to have one of her songs become a book. The Coat of Many Colors is based on her classic song about her childhood in rural Tennessee. The book will feature illustrations and a downloadable song by Parton. Parton's book will hit the shelves in October. Other songs that inspired recent books include Tim McGraw's Humble and Kind and Pharrell Williams' Happy.
A piece of 1980s movie history is going on tour in California. Remember this? It's the iconic Volkswagen bus used in the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Apparently, it was lost for decades, owned by a private party. Well, a few months ago, Robert Skinner rediscovered it. He owns an auto body shop, and he was able to restore it to its movie days glory, complete with a disco ball. Skinner now plans to take the VW for a tour of car shows and special events, where it will be the headliner.
It's awesome, baby. Dick Vitale has signed on for another year with ESPN. It will be his 40th season with the network, and his deal will go through the 2018-2019 season. Vitale says his goal is to be the first announcer ever to call a game at 100. The former Detroit Pistons coach joined ESPN during the 1979-1980 season, just after the network's September 1979 launch, and he's worked more than 1,000 games since.
And we're proud he's a Suncoast resident. Well, the Monkees are making a comeback. The 60s band is back on the Billboard chart. Their first studio disc in 2 decades has debuted at 14 on the Billboard album chart. It's their highest spot on the chart since 1968. The album Good Times features recently completed songs dating back to the 60s, plus new tracks penned by a variety of modern songwriters.
Rob Lowe is about to get roasted. Comedy Central has announced the actor will be the target of this year's celebrity roast. It will be taped in Los Angeles sometime this year, and the network's president explained the choice, and a bit redundantly saying that Rob Lowe is handsome, talented, successful, and handsome.
Yeah.
He needs to be roasted. He's too handsome. He
Okay,
needs
I had
to
a
be,
pin-up
brought
poster
down a little bit
of him on my wall.
Really?
When I was a teenager.
He was the stud of the time.
He was the stud
He's
of
still
the time.
handsome. It's like a fine wine, right?
He really is.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Turning a boring day in court into a dream come true for a little girl. What a judge in Michigan did to make this 5-year-old's day extra special.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our Sarasota office. And don't forget to watch the House to Home Show every Saturday night here on ABC 7. It's simple. We just market your home better.
Are you one of the millions of Americans suffering from chronic knee pain, arthritis, or osteoarthritis of the knee? Have you been told knee replacement surgery is your only option? Then call the number on your screen and see if you qualify for a breakthrough treatment that is helping people like you find relief from knee pain without pills or surgery. This innovative treatment utilizes an FDA-approved product that replenishes the lubricant in your joints that may be lost over time or as a result of injury. This all-natural lubricant is introduced into the knee where it creates a cushioning layer that protects the joint, helping it to move smoothly and without pain. This emerging treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare, and is considered by many to be the first major breakthrough for relieving knee pain in years. So if you're tired of living with knee pain, call the number on your screen right now to see if you may be a candidate for this emerging knee pain treatment. It might be the knee pain treatment that changes your life and gets you back on your feet for good.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow-smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, and it tastes good too. We can provide the right care right at home.
Welcome back at 6:53, and here's what you need to know before you go this morning. A 90-year-old widow that feared she would lose her home to costly code violations learned yesterday the city will waive the fines she owed. Abandoned golf course Sable Trace in Northport could soon get a new owner. A Tampa company is looking to purchase the land and turn it into housing and a smaller golf course. And the circus is now going high-tech. Ringling Brothers is rolling out a new app that allows people to interact with performers while attending a performance. And as far as your commute this morning, still seeing that road closure or road blockage at Old Tampa Road between River Woods Drive and Phillips Road. Other than that, looks like those Palmetto bridges are still clear. Normal volume starting to pick up. Interstate still clear as you head into Sarasota. No issues on 41, or really the arteries out to 75. Typical construction on Bee Ridge. And as far as South Sarasota County, that is looking great as well.
Few scattered showers out in Gulf waters gradually drift closer to us, giving us about a 30% chance of a drive-time morning shower. More showers later in the day, but they'll be generally in inland areas. Excuse me, as we head into the weekend, our rain chances go down just a little bit.
All right, good news there. We are looking at the hot weather here, so you got to do something to stop and cool off every now and then. Look at Dakota the black bear. This big guy is taking a dip in the tub at the Oregon Zoo. And as you can see, he is making the most of it. Why is that the cutest thing ever? He's got a couple of toys to paw at while he floats around. The zoo shared this video on Facebook. It has more than 2 million views.
Oh, he just looks like he's having the best time in the world.
So, well, here's another one to warm your heart on this Friday. Adoption finalization hearings. Well, they're typically straightforward and pretty boring for young children to sit through, but this one was a little different. Danielle is 5 years old and she just loves Disney princesses. So to make her adoption day special, Judge Patricia Gardner in Grand Rapids, Michigan decided to invite some princesses into the courtroom. Gardner took off her robe to show that she was in fact dressed as Snow White, while Cinderella, Prince Charming, Belle, and several other princesses entered the room. Danielle says the hearing was a lot of fun and she was happy to see all the princesses who came to see her. So it made it extra special.
That's so nice
for her.
What a way to remember.
So sweet.
Good people doing good things. I love those stories.
Let's keep it going, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right into
just
the
a little
weekend.
effort and it just changes everything.
Yeah,
it certainly does.
And those two stories,
Nice.
so cute. I really like watching animals and doing all their funny things. We went to Animal Kingdom last weekend. I got to see the gorillas. There were 2 baby gorillas that were fighting with each other, play fighting, and it was the cutest thing. I mean, a whole crowd, and you can't stop looking at them.
Right.
So the animal videos are always fun to watch. They're so cute.
Gorillas are cool too. I mean, they're so human-like.
They really are. Which
What
is
what do they say? We're
fascinating to watch.
99.9%
Like that?
gorilla.
Yeah.
You know, basically.
I don't know. GMA's next. Have a great weekend.